Good morning. This is A.R. Neal, the relationship leader. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I'm rejoicing and I'm glad in it. I'm thanking God for just another day, another opportunity. And this is my day. This is my birthday, my born day. And for everyone that was born on this day, February 23rd, I say happy birthday. I'm glad, I'm excited. I'm just excited that God saw fit to let me see another day. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to let me live these long years with my health and my strength and be able to talk and be able to walk and use the activity of my limbs. So I'm excited about today. And today, I want to talk about life. And you know, life happens to all of us. Yesterday I talked about dry, cry, and try. And today I just want to talk about life in general. Life in general. And so I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Life is filled with transitions. Life is filled with ups, and sometimes we're up and sometimes we're down, and sometimes we're happy, and sometimes we're sad. Sometimes it seems like we're blessed, and sometimes it seems like we're even cursed. But whatever the situation is, it's still life. Life happens to all of us. And even as I said yesterday, L.C. Robinson said, it's not what happens to us and around us, but it's what happens inside of us that's important. Life will happen, but people handle life differently. There are people that have been strung out on drugs because they couldn't handle the pressures of life. There are people who are alcoholics because they couldn't handle the pressures of life, or losing a job, strung out on drugs, strung out on alcohol, divorce, homelessness. All kind of situations that life presents, being dejected and denied, having friends that you thought were friends but end up not being friends. Life, having a child to be killed or to die before you do. Life, it happens to all of us. No one is exempt. We're going to face different situations and circumstances, some things that are not going to be too pleasant, but all things work together. In my favorite book, it tells me to the good for those that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. All things work together for good. So a lot of us allow things to affect us. A lot of us are emotionally a mess because of life. Because of life. A lot of folks are not speaking to friends and family members, especially family members, because something has happened internally in that family that made you disengage. And life is too short. Life is too short. So first, instead of talking about the good, I'm going to talk about the ugly first. I'm going to go in reverse order. I'm thanking God for my life as I reflect on the things that happen, and in all our lives, no matter how people may present themselves, no matter how they may make you think everything is all right, all of us experience ugliness in life. I hate to say it. I don't even hate to say it. I must admit it, that even myself, my ugly period in life were my growth periods. I remember my dad working for the railroad and had made good living. He always talked about how he started when he was a teenager, how he started working for the railroad, and he worked there 33 years. And during that time, I never wanted for anything. I remember the special days and special occasions, and I remember always having what I wanted, and then suddenly one day he lost that job. And that was one of the most ugliest periods in my life. He lost that job, and things got kind of tight. Well, that was one ugly period of my job, but I learned how to survive with less. Well, another ugly period in my life was my dad got shot. He got shot and he got shot in the face and had to amputate one of his eyes and that was very hard for me, a very hard situation. It was an ugly situation in my life. But we overcame that. So even in your ugliness, in the ugliness of your life, you have to move beyond that ugly period and go on and keep going. There have been bad periods in my life as I reflect. I reflected this morning very deeply on the bad periods in my life. And one of the bad periods in my life was experiencing a divorce. I was a product of a family, mother and dad that didn't stay together. They separated, they divorced, and I always pledged that I would never be separated from my kids. But when I was separated from my kids, that was a bad period because I didn't know how to handle it, but it was a growth period because I had to search myself and I had to